And now, the video that no one asked for. This is the complete Champions of Kamigawa pronunciation guide by Eli Kaplan of Ancestral Recall. I'm making this video because I feel like when I see players talking about this set, it makes me wince. I am a professional language teacher, and while I am not a prescriptivist when it comes to the English language, I do feel like I want to hear, at least accurate magic card names. That's my prescriptivist exception. So let's get right into this. I'm going to read the name of every card. Blessed Breath, Bushi Tenderfoot. Flip side, Kenzo the Hard-Hearted. Cage of Hands, Call to Glory, Candles Glow. Clean Fall, Devoted Retainer, 8.5 Tails. Ethereal Haze, Ghostly Prison, Harsh Deceiver. Hikari, Twilight Guardian. I'll talk about it at the end, but Japanese has a particular rhotic quality to it. Rhotic, R-H-O-T-I-C. Again, I'll explain that at the end. Hold the Line, Honden of Cleansing Fire. Horizon Seed, 100 Talon Kami. Indomitable Will, Innocence Kami. Isamaru, Hound of Konda. Kabuto Moth. Kami of Ancient Law. Kami of Old Stone. Kami of the Painted Road. Kami of the Palace Fields. Kitsune Blademaster. Kitsune Diviner. Kitsune Healer. Kitsune Mystic. Autumntail Kitsune Sage. Kitsune Riftwalker. Konda, Lord of Eiganjo. Konda's Hatamoto. Lantern Kami. Masako, the Humorless. Mothrider Samurai. Myojin of Cleansing Fire. Nagao, Bound by Honor. Otherworldly Journey. Pious Kitsune. Quiet Purity. Reciprocate. Reverse the Sands. Samurai Enforcers. Samurai of the Pale Curtain. Sensei Goldentail. Silence Chant Zubera. Takeno, Samurai General. Terashi's Cry. Vassal's Duty. Vigilance. Yosei, the Morning Star. Aura of Dominion. Azami, Lady of Scrolls. Callous Deceiver. Consuming Vortex. Council of the Soratami. Cut the Tethers. Dampen Thought. Eerie Procession. Eye of Nowhere. Field of Reality. Floating Dream Zubera. Gifts Ungiven. Graceful Adept. Guardian of Solitude. Hinder. Hisoka Minamo Sensei. Hisoka's Defiance. Hisoka's Guard. Honden of Seeing Winds. Jushi Apprentice. Flip side is Tomoya the Revealer. Kami of Twisted Reflection. Keiga, the Tide Star. Lifted by Clouds. Oh, here's the one that really irritates me. Meloku, the Clouded Mirror. That one's tricky at the end. I'll talk about it. Myojin of Seeing Winds. Mystic Restraints. Part the Veil. peer through depths, petals of insight, psychic puppetry, reach through mists, reweave, river kaijin, sift through sands, sire of the storm, Soratami cloud skater, Soratami mirror guard, Soratami mirror mage, Soratami rain shaper, Soratami savant. That one's especially tricky because we've got Japanese and French. Soratami seer, squelch, student of elements, Tobita, master of winds, swirl the mists, teller of tales, thought bind, time stop, the unspeakable, or more correctly pronounced, Uyo, silent prophet, wandering ones, ashen skin Zubera, befoul, blood speaker, bloodthirsty ogre, cranial extraction, cruel deceiver, cursed ronin, dance of shadows, death curse ogre, devouring greed, distress, gibbering kami, or gibbering kami, depending on your accent, gut wrencher oni, he who hungers, hideous laughter, honden of night's reach, horobi, death's wail, iname, death aspect, kami of lunacy, kami of the waning moon, kiku, night's flower, kokusho, the evening star, kuro, pit lord, meronar, midnight covenant, myojin of night's reach, nezumi bone reader, nezumi cutthroat, nezumi grave robber, night eyes the desecrator, nezumi ronin, nezumi short fang, stab whisker the odious, night dealings, night of soul's betrayal, numai outcast, oni possession, pain racker oni, pull under, rag dealer, ragged veins, rend flesh, rend spirit, scuttling death, seizan, perverter of truth, soulless revival, struggle for sanity, swallowing plague, thief of hope, villainous ogre, waking nightmare, wicked akuba, aki avalanchers, aki coal flinger, aki lava runner, aki lava runner, no, tok tok, volcano born, aki rock speaker, aki underminer, battle mad ronin, benben, aki hermit. By the way, it's okay for Japanese words to end with the consonant N. That's the only consonants that you can end a word with. So, benben, perfectly fine. Blind with anger, blood rights, brothers Yamazaki, brutal deceiver, crushing pain, desperate ritual, devouring rage, Earth Shaker, Ember Fist Zubera, Frost Wielder, Glacial Ray, Godo, Bandit Warlord, Hanabi Blast. Hanabi is fireworks. Hearth Kami, Honden of Infinite Rage, Initiate of Blood, Goka, the Unjust, Kami of Fire's Roar, Kiki-Jiki, Mirror Breaker, Kumano, Master Yamabushi, Kumano's Pupils, Lava Spike, Mana-Seism, Mind Blaze, Myojin of Infinite Rage, Ore Gorger, Pain Kami, so creepy looking, Ronin Houndmaster, Ryusei, the Falling Star, Shimatsu, the Blood Cloaked, Sideswipe, Sokenzan Bruiser, Soul of Magma, Soul Blast, Stone Rain, Strange Inversion, Through the Breach, Tide of War, Uncontrollable Anger, Unearthly Blizzard, Unnatural Speed, Yamabushi's Flame, Yamabushi's Storm, Zozu the Punisher, Azusa, Lost but Seeking, this one always gets butchered, Budoka Gardener, Dokai, Weaver of Life, Burr Grafter, Commune with Nature, or Commune with Nature, Dosan, the Falling Leaf, Dripping Tongue Zubera, Feast of Worms, Feral Deceiver, Gale Force, Glimpse of Nature, Hana Kami, Hana, can you guess what it means? Heartbeat of Spring, Honden of Life's Web, Humble Budoka, Iname, Life Aspect, Joyous Respite, Jugan, the Rising Star, Jukai, Messenger, Kami of the Hunt, Kashi Tribe Reaver, Kashi Tribe Warriors, Kodama of the North Tree, Kodama of the South Tree, Kodama's Might, Kodama's Reach, Lure, Matsu Tribe Decoy, Moss Kami, Myojin of Life's Web, Nature's Will, Orb Weaver Kumo, Order of the Sacred Bell, Orochi Eggwatcher, Orochi, oh, sorry, reading the wrong part, Shidako Broodmistress, Orochi Leafcaller, Orochi Ranger, Orochi Sustainer, Root Runner, Sachi, Daughter of Seshiro, Sakura Tribe Elder, Serpent Skin, Seshiro the Anointed, Shisato, Whispering Hunter, Soil Shaper, Sosuke, Son of Seshiro, Strength of Seethers, Thousand-Legged Kami, Time of Need, Venerable Kumo, Vine Kami, Wear Away, General's Kabuto, Hairstrung Koto, Hankyu, Honor-Worn Shaku, Imi, Statue, Jade Idol, Journeyer's Kite, Junkyo Bell, Konda's Banner, Kusarigama, long-forgotten Gohei, moon-ring mirror, nine-ringed bo, nodachi, oath-keeper, Takeno's daisho, orochi hatchery, reito lantern, sensei's divining top, shell of the last kappa, tatsumasa, the dragon's fang, tenza, Godo's maul, uba mask, boseiju, who shelters all, Cloud Crest's Lake, Eiganjo Castle, Forbidden Orchard, Hall of the Bandits Lord, Lantern-lit Graveyard, Minamo, School at Water's Edge, Okina, Temple to the Grandfathers, Pinecrest Ridge, Shinka, the Blood-Soaked Keep, Shizo, Death's Storehouse, Tranquil Garden, Untadake, the Cloud Keeper, Watervale Cavern. I'm not going to read basics. You guys know these. All right. So anyway, yeah, that's all the cards of Champions of Kamigawa and how to pronounce them accurately. There are some things I do want to say about pronunciation, a couple cards that are rather problematic. Okay, so at the beginning of the video I mentioned something called the rhotic nature of Japanese. I'm not talking about how it sexually excites people, but rhotic describes a language's approach to the R-like sound. So, for example, it says here, Midwestern American English is rhotic, whereas British English is not. So, for example, you might say the word governor. I speak with a fairly standard American English accent. I do have an accent, and my accent hails from northeastern Pennsylvania. But yeah, I have a rhotic accent. So I would say the word governor. Governor. You can hear governor. There's two different instances of the sound. Whereas if you take a look at, well, here it says Southern British English. Well, that's a very, very general term. Let's say Cockney. Cockney, they might say govna. Govna. Well, first of all, there's some syllable contraction as well, but there is no R. So many Americans might say F-I-R-M as firm. Many British speakers might say firm. This is a divergence of rhotic nature. Now, Japanese is a rhotic language in that there is a strong sound that corresponds loosely with the English R, and that sound is ra. In Japanese, there's 5 different possible syllables that use this ra, ri, ru, re, ro. And the sound, I honestly feel, well, first of all, it has a different placement than the American or the British and it's certainly not the American L, which has very different placement within the mouth. So the Japanese R sound is its own thing, and if you want to pronounce Kamigawa cards exactly like how they would be pronounced in Japanese, then you want to find the right spots. And the card that drives me crazy is Meloku. Meloku has an L in it. L does not naturally occur in any Japanese words. A bit of a digression here, but how many of you have played Metal Gear Solid 2? Well, one of the things that you hear in the endgame codec discussion is the discussion of the organization, the Lalilulelo. Well, Lalilulelo is a phrase, it's a word that is unpronounceable in Japanese. It's a group that's so secret, their name can't even be said. literally. You can hear Japanese people try to say rarirurero. Well, is it R-A or is it L-A? Well, the default is R-A. So lalilulelo is impossible. So Miloku, I think, is some otherworldly being perhaps brought to Kamigawa, although Miloku is a Soratami. But yeah, I'd like to think that Miloku is so otherworldly that Miloku's pronunciation is just outside the norm. The other thing that is an issue is that Japanese has 5 primary vowel sounds, and while there are combinations such as ei, reiko, R-E-I-K-O, the 5 basic phonemes of the 5 basic vowels of Japanese are a, I, U, E, and O. There's no a. Well, the first one, a, for A, E, I. And is the third, wait, a, I, U, E, O. Sorry, I don't have a script here. Yeah, so those are the 5 basic vowel sounds. So the a in cats is impossible. So anyway, those are just some guidelines. Please don't say umezawa's jit, because Japanese does not drop any vowel sounds. So J-I-T-T-E, jitte, jitte. In fact, the doubling of the consonant, the doubling of the T at the end indicates that there is a bit of a break. Jitte. If the romanization of the Japanese was J-I-T-E, jitte. But jitte is a more accurate pronunciation. So anyway, this is a very, very nerdy linguistic discussion of cards from a world that supposedly corresponds to real world Japanese, but actually it isn't. So anyway, I appreciate your sitting through this. I hope this is a useful video for you and will solve arguments. But, you know, really, it's not that important spending time when you're playing a game of Magic arguing about how to say the card names. Just play the game. I know. After 20 minutes of blathering about Japanese, I'm telling you, don't worry about it. Well, that's my professional linguistic perspective. You know, as long as the other person understands you, don't worry about it. This is Eli for Ancestral Recall, signing off. Good games and good luck.